Look at what it says, Luke chapter 19, verse 7. All the people saw this and began to complain. Jesus is staying with what? A sinner. I can just hear them hissing their condemnation. He's going to a sinner's house. Jesus wasn't interested in condemning Zacchaeus. You know why he was there? To change him. To change his life. All the rest of the people, all they wanted to do was just condemn Zacchaeus, condemn Jesus. And Jesus is looking at Zacchaeus and say, listen, hey buddy, I can change you. I can make your whole life a lot better. But I can hear these people just hissing their condemnation. Today I brought with me a can that doesn't look too hot. I want you to imagine this can as your life. Have you ever felt like you were kind of dented and dinged? Kind of dropped it and kicked it a little bit this last week. Scuffed it up. You know, this can was really very, very shiny in the very beginning. So shiny that you could literally see yourself in it. I don't see any resemblance of anything now. It's like it's so scuffed, it's so scratched, it's so marred. There's no reflection whatsoever. Have you ever felt like your life wasn't being a reflection of Christ? Have you ever felt that way about yourself? It's like my life is dinged and dented, it's scuffed, it's scratched. It's not reflecting Christ like it should. Something else about this can. What do you notice? Huh? No label. No label. No label. What do you think is in the can? See, what you're doing is exactly what people do to us. They see the dents, they see the scars, they see the outside, but they don't know what's on the inside, and so what do? They label us. Right? Isn't that what people do? They label. We do that. We do the same thing to other people. We see what's on the outside, we see what they're doing on the outside, their actions, and immediately we put a label on them. You're this. And we devalue that person, just like what we have just done. We've devalued the can. Let me just ask you this. If you were over at the store, grocery store, and you saw this can setting up on the shelf, just like this, would that be the can that you would buy? How many of you would buy that can? Look at that. Not a single hand went up. How many of you would buy it if I was standing there, well, not me, but, you know, some clerk or whoever, and said, hey, we're going to sell this can for $2. Would you give $2 for it? $1. Would you give 50 cents for it? A quarter. We got one for 50 cents. A quarter. We got two people here. How about a dime? How many for a dime? We got another one over here. Okay, now we're cooking. But look what we've done. We've just devalued the can. We've just devalued the can. That's exactly what people do day in and day out in society. We see it all the time. People devaluing each other, all because of what we look like or act like on the outside. And yet I'm telling you that what is on the inside of this can is valuable. See, that's what God says. God says it doesn't make any difference what you look like on the outside. Doesn't make any difference what you act like on the outside. You are valuable to me. You matter to me. I love you. You are valuable. Look at Zacchaeus. Short, tax collector, thief, robber, liar. Doesn't look very nice on the outside, does he? And yet Jesus comes to the tree, looks up, calls him by name, and says, hey, buddy, come on down. I'm going to be a guest at your house today. Woohoo! What does that say? It says that you matter. You matter to Jesus. You matter to God. And so I know you're wondering what's on the inside, right? Anybody want to know what's on the inside? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, man. That is so good. Anybody's mouth watering right now? Got that little thing that went, oh. Oh, no. Hold it. Ah. Yeah. That's what Jesus saw in Zacchaeus. That sweet potential to be so pure, to live out his name, pure one. And everybody else looked at him and said, what a scumbag. And yes, even Jesus is a scumbag because he's going to his house and not mine. I'm telling you, we have a problem with our self-image, and God looks at us and says, you matter, get it.